Trade associations are more important than ever. You know, in the world of business, we have had associations for everything you can imagine. There are associations for every type of industry, every professional designation that's out there. There is an organization, an association that is there to serve that community. However, over the last few years, trade associations have had kind of a bumpy road. Now, many people, going back way before the pandemic, they sort of proclaimed that, oh no, the millennials and the Gen Zs aren't joining our associations. And to this day, a lot of people pretend that it's a generational problem. However, if you look around, you'll see some organizations that have younger people as members, as volunteers, and as leaders in their group. So it can't be generational if it's working over here, but not over there. I think what has happened is associations have lost their way. So many of them have become membership centric that they forgot that the first thing they should do is serve their greater industry. I believe that a trade association should be a community organization first and a membership organization second. If you do a great job of serving your community, members and sponsors will follow. However, if you become a pay-to-play organization and your reputation becomes that, oh, you're just fancy catering to the VIPs in your industry, then the rank and file people and those who are up and coming, they won't feel welcomed and they'll leave. I once attended an open happy hour put on by a trade association that had a VIP room. It cost you more to get a VIP ticket, and you had to be approved by the leadership of the association. However, the hotel that they picked actually had the VIP section in an outdoor patio. It was surrounded by a big glass wall. And to this day, many years later, people still complain about the fact that if they weren't approved to be a VIP, they were in the regular area, but they could see the VIPs, people they wanted to meet and network on the other side of the glass wall. It's that type of thing that destroys an organization. My name is Thom Singer, and I've been speaking at association conferences for 15 years about how do we create community? How do we get people to network? How do we get people to give back to that organization? I believe that community, collaboration, and conversations can solve all problems. So as we look at the world of associations, so many of them are trying to rebuild and retool, and yet they're not focusing on those three words. If everything your association does and every outward message tells people that you're about community, collaboration, and conversations, whether people are members or not, because you're not just there to serve your members. If you're a trade association, you're there to serve the whole community of the industry that you represent. Now, there's a time and a place where you can have members only events. However, your communication and your education, everything should be accessible to people in the community, whether they can afford to join your association or choose to join your association or not. So we need to be thinking about, how are we positioning ourselves? What are we saying in our social media? What are we telling people? Are we making ourselves a pay-to-play organization where you're on top of the hill if you're a member? Or are we saying, if you're in this industry, we care about you and we want to see you thrive? And then when we are providing value, we invite people to join. I believe that if you are providing value, the members and the sponsors are going to follow. I have seen many associations turn themselves around. Organizations that had debt and low membership could turn themselves around, but they can't do it in 1 quarter or 1 year. It's kind of cute that you sometimes think you can fix something that's broken really fast, but it's going to take a 3 to 5 year plan to turn around the vibe of an association. And the first thing you have to do is strip it down to the bare basics. Don't be spending money on people or events or other services that aren't important. Focus on what the basis is in how do you serve that community. Then, after you get everything more stable, that's when you start to look to grow. You start adding programs, adding staff members, but you want to make sure that the programs that you're adding and the services that you're offering are what the membership want, which means you have to be having discussions, you have to be asking, and it can't just be staff and board driven. You have to be a grassroots organization, because if the grassroots cares about your association is going to thrive. If the grassroots think that there's no value, they don't know what you do, and they can't come up with a reason why they should join, then they're not going to. If your association is looking for ways to bring the community together, Get people to talk more at your events and plant that seed that you are a community group, and everybody who is already an active participant, they have to be the evangelists that go out into your community and tell people why that association is so great. If you're looking to do that, maybe I'm the right speaker for your next conference. I call myself the conference catalyst because when I kick off a live event, we talk about this whole idea of how do you create uncommon connections and how do you build a stronger inner circle that's going to lead to more opportunities throughout the lifespan of your career. These things are important, and this education is very important for the younger generations that are paying attention, that do want to feel a sense of belonging. But they're not just going to join because you send them an invoice. You've got to provide value, and you've got to show them that they matter and that the path of being part of your group will lead them to the opportunities that they desire. Hey, I hope our paths cross in real life. I could talk about this whole idea of community, collaboration, and conversations all day long. And I would love to be the speaker at your event. But if I'm not the right fit for your company or your association, if that's not a message that you want to lead with at your conference, please make sure that the people who are speaking at your event are talking about the value of long-time commitment to an industry, not just to your association. And then plant the little seeds of how people can get involved and find those opportunities. Because I believe trade associations can bring people together. We live in a world where people feel disconnected and lonely. And the answer to that is providing a platform for belonging. That's where trade associations can thrive into the future.